Decluttering with kids is no easy task, and I'm sure those of you who have been through the utter frustration of filling a bag or box of stuff that you want to donate and get rid of out of your house, and then they come and rifle through it all again and put it all back where it was. But I'm here to tell you that there is a way to make it slightly easier and less painful a task. Slightly. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 tips for decluttering with kids. I have 4 children aged between 8 months and 11, so as you can imagine, with 4 kids in the house there is quite a lot of stuff. We have recently moved house, and I took that opportunity to massively reduce the amount of stuff that we had, and that was particularly the case for the kids' toys and just general bits and pieces that we'd accumulated over 11 years of living in the same house. This video is also a collaboration with the very lovely Kerry Whelpdale. I'm a massive fan of Kerry's channel. She makes videos very similar to mine along the lines of parenthood, lifestyle. She makes great budget family grocery haul and meal plan idea videos. If you like my videos, I'm certain you will love Kerry's as well, so I will leave all of her details for you in the description box so you can go over and say hi. If you're new to my channel or you've come over from Kerry's channel, then hi, I'm Kate. I'm a mum of 4. I have 2 boys and 2 girls. We've recently moved house, and I'm currently in the process of a massive decluttering and reorganization of my life. And I'll be sharing lots of videos along the way, as well as my usual lifestyle and parenthood and day in the life vlogs and hauls and things like that. So if you like what you see, then please do subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you. Right, tip number 1 is to find your motivation, whether that's your own personal motivation or motivation for your kids. I like to get the kids involved in this kind of thing. I think it's good for them to understand that they can't just keep accumulating stuff and not having a good old sort out every once in a while. I end up doing the majority for them most of the time, but I like to get them involved just so they can see how much stuff they actually have. I don't know about yours, but my kids really do forget all the things that they have, and it's only when we start to clear things away that they rediscover them, and sometimes they will then decide that they want to keep them, or perhaps they decide that they've grown out of that, or they're not into that anymore. It's just good to get them involved in the whole process. Finding motivation for me is pretty straightforward. It's simply that I want a less cluttered home and I want it to be more organized. And in this instance, we were actually moving house, so that was a big motivation for me, so that we weren't carrying stuff needlessly from one place to the other. For the kids, it can be a little bit more complicated than that. Aiden, my youngest little boy, is only 4, and he loves to tidy and clean. He likes his room to be organized. He likes to know where his things are. The older 2 are more tricky to get them involved. I don't do this all the time because it kind of defeats the object, but sometimes I will say to them, if you can fill that bin bag or that box with toys that you're willing to donate to charity or to the school fair or something like that, then I will let you buy with your pocket money one thing that you are currently trying to collect. So both of them have different collections. Dylan, for instance, collects pop vinyl figures, those little like bobblehead things, and he has them on his shelf. So he can buy a new one of those out of his pocket money in exchange for helping me to declutter a huge box full of his toys or books or whatever it is that he no longer wants and needs. Tip number 2 is to break it down and do things little and often. When I'm faced with a giant task like decluttering a whole playroom like I did a couple of weeks ago, I'll link the video if you haven't seen it, because that was a big task. But I find that really overwhelming, and more often than not I will put off doing it, or maybe not even do it at all. And had we not been moving house, I wouldn't have tackled that room for some time because it was that bad. So my tip is to break it down into even really small tasks that only take 20 minutes out of your day. So you might want to say, right, today I'm going to declutter that shelf and just tackle that shelf. Then the next day you might want to tackle your sock and underwear drawer and just get rid of the ones that don't fit you anymore or that you just don't like. And then the following day you might want to tackle your fridge. So just break it down into small, manageable, bite-sized chunks, and you might find that once you get going you will end up doing more than you originally planned to. But I think it's just the thought of, oh my god, I've got to declutter this whole room or this whole cupboard even, that makes it almost too much to even start. So little and often is key. My third tip is to let it go quick, and by that I mean don't leave it in a bag in your garage or by your front door waiting to go for sometimes weeks in my case. I have been known to do that, to put it in the garage and it will literally live there forever, and then what's the point in doing it in the first place? So bag it up, know where it is that you want to take it, and get it out the door the same day. Otherwise you run the risk of either changing your mind yourself or just leaving it there for months on end, or even worse, your husband and kids coming along and starting to take things back out of the bag and put them back in their room, which has also happened to me. So my tip is to bag it up and get it out the door wherever it's going within the same day. Tip number 4 works particularly well with kids, and it's to introduce a new rule to substitute things. So anytime they have a birthday or Christmas, or they buy a new toy with pocket money, for instance, they need to substitute it for something else. So just before their birthday or Christmas, I like to get the kids to have a think about what it is that they don't use anymore, or someone else would get more enjoyment out of, and we can then pass it on. But I'm trying not to follow that rule just for Christmas and birthdays, because I think it's just a good general rule of thumb. So if they have something new any time of the year, I just like to try and substitute it with something that they no longer use, just to keep on top of it so that we don't end up overrun with things again, because before we started this decluttering process, it was pretty bad. My 5th and final tip, and this is something that's new to me as well since we've been in this house, is to operate a rotation system, which sounds way more fancy than it actually is. What I mean by that is that when we moved into this house, I put aside a load of their things that they hadn't looked at for a while, and I've zipped them up in storage bags and put them to one side. And in a few months' time, I will bring that bag out and put away the things that they've currently got out and about in their rooms, and just keep rotating things, because I'm sure lots of kids are this way, mine definitely are, but they forget what they've got. They don't go looking in the backs of their cupboards for toys to pull out. So unless I bring something out for them, it just goes unnoticed in the back of the cupboard. But by rotating things, then hopefully it'll give old toys and old things a new lease of life. They will enjoy rediscovering them and playing with them, and you just get a better sense that way of what it is that they actually like and enjoy playing with, and find out the things that they don't enjoy so much so that you can pass them on to somebody who will. So those are my top 5 tips for how to declutter with kids. I'd love to hear yours, so please do let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to head over to Kerry's channel to check out her video. I can't wait to watch it myself, because I'm really enjoying this decluttering process, but I feel like I've got a long way to go, and the more tips I can get, the better. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!